name is Eduardo Rodriguez, here today from the island of Puerto Rico, informing on what's happening in the island of Cuba, which is similar to what Biden is imposing on our country. You know what's funny about all this is that YouTube is, how you call it, scolding me or banning me in certain ways because I'm saying the truth. What's happening in the United States is very, very, very similar to what's happening in Cuba. Why? Because Biden wants to impose communism again upon the American people. We already seen it by him appointing people like Secretary of Finance, Bernie Sanders, and many others who are communists or want the annihilation of Israel, like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, and many other Muslims that put it in positions. Am I wrong for saying this? But no, YouTube doesn't care. They do not reason. You know, they're far leftists. But I want to keep on doing it. I want to keep on working here, see what happens until the last moment. I try to go and subscribe to Rumble, but there's something wrong with Rumble that you know I can't post anything. I even paid a $10 a month fee to go into the next step for videotaping, because the first one was free, but you had to go and pay the $10 for at least to be able to videotape. But then I tried to do it and they won't let me. You know, so I don't know who to go to. You know, I try to get a conservative area if somebody can inform me on my on the likes or any type of comment they want to make, and let me know where I can go to post, or even as Dan Bongino, who might watch my video. I don't know. I don't care if, you know, I don't blame anybody for not watching my video, because it's of all the videos out there, mine's how you call it, rated like the bottom of the bottom. But hey, I have to do something. I just can't keep quiet and see what's happening, my country being destroyed, and then the left is giving them the reason and banning us or scolding us or threatening us because we are informing the truth of what's happening. Let me go real quick, because I had an appointment. And I got I got a medical appointment in the afternoon with the VA. So I gotta be real quick here, because I might not have time. I just want to go real quick to, let me see, it's Doctora Nelva. She's the doctor, Nelva. This comes from Paco. Again, Dr. Nelva Ismarais Ortega Tamayo again confronts the tribunal in Santiago of Cuba, requesting the immediate release of Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia, leader of the UNPACO, who is unjustly serving time in the hellish prisons of Cuba. These people will not relinquish from attacking and persecuting the conservative voice. You know, I applaud. Libertad, libertad, liberty, liberty, liberty. Let me say it in English. Most is written the same way, but I pronounce it in Spanish. No, libertad is a little bit different. AD, and at the last part in English is TY, liberty. In Spanish, libertad. I'm with them. You know, I plead to my countrymen here in Puerto Rico, my fellow countrymen, and the island where I live at. Me, as the son of both parents who are Puerto Ricans, I was born in the United States, but I feel for the people of Cuba. You know, I want them free. You know, I don't want them suffering. It just breaks my heart to see them an island which is similar to us in many mannerisms and cultures and music. You know, we have a lot of similarity, you know, and it breaks my heart to see once an island that was prosperous. At one point, it was above the economy, the dollar in the United States by 1 cent, which means a lot. That means a lot. As a matter of fact, in some places, I saw that was 2 cents. I mean, in one place, I saw it was 2 cents. But then the majority of the data was 1 cent. So I go with 1 cent. But it still means a lot. That the United States, which was a booming economy, a rich nation, that a small island like Cuba was 1 cent over the American dollar means a lot. The communists destroyed that. I mean, the dollar, just like in Venezuela, is worthless. And Biden is doing the same thing to our dollar. He's going to make it worthless. I mean, this guy his determination is to destroy our economy. Well, he got Bernie Sanders, Secretary of Finance, a communist who wants to impose a 95% tax on businesses. Well, he wants to destroy it, like all communists do. They want to destroy it. They don't care if the people die of hunger on the streets and fall dead. They don't care. They don't care. They did it in China, in Mao's, I think they call it the Great Revolution, where millions, I think it was 60 million people died of hunger and executed. The same thing with Russia. I think it was 40 million. In some data it says 20, but I would go with 40 million because I wouldn't doubt it. Ukraine, 1932-33. I think it was 6 million. Pol Pot in Cambodia was another, I don't remember how many millions. It could have been like 3 million, maybe more. And Cuba and Venezuela, you know, Cuba that's been over 63 years. There's a couple of million. Or maybe I'm mistaken, but I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, so let me go also from Paco. For those women who are enamored with communism, I thought I'd let you know women's right is non-existent there. Absolutely no data on violence or murder against them. This is in Cuba. There's no data or anything. You know, suppose communism is a paradise, so they don't inform on anything about women, any violence or any murder of women. And it's just like in Islam. Women are considered nothing. I don't know how these Muslim fighters who sacrifice their life say they're going to go to, I don't know, I forget how many, it was like 60-something virgins, which I consider a pile of crap. But where'd they get the virgins? Because, you know, what, they die young? Or they kill them young or something? Or they just make them in their supposed paradise. And what about the women of the other virgins? Where'd they go? They get nothing? It's like I think it was Robert Spence or somebody who was an ex-Muslim. He said they were interviewing him, and he said, "What about the women?" He said, "They get nothing." Talking about women considered nothing, I was watching this video from Cuba where an old lady is complaining about pain near her breast, and it isn't. And there isn't, supposedly, what she was complaining about, there isn't a hospital on the island where she can go to take care of her immense pain or condition that doesn't let her eat or sleep. Now I ask, when the money that old Joe is giving out to Ukraine and illegals ran out of value, then what? We're going to be in the same situation where hospitals close up or there's no medicine, there's nothing. You can get nothing. This lady, supposedly, from what she was explaining, I think she has she's positive of cancer, and the pain is immense, and they could probably save her life by operating her. You know, and what's going to happen to, like it happens to many of the Cubans, because they get no attention, there's no medication, there's no service available, they just simply die. They're giving aspirins for people with pain, with patients with pain. Aspirin. I remember a Cuban here in Puerto Rico who died years ago. I forgot his name. He was very active. He was a real good friend of mine. So let me see if I remember later because my mind's not helping me. But he was telling me that he had to donate some medication to a person who had cancer because over there they just give you an aspirin. And I've read it about it too. That's what they do. They give you aspirin for pain and for cancer. It's going to happen here. It's going to happen here. Eventually, one moment or another, it's going to happen. This is another one from Matanzas, Cuba. Yanilis Sariego Acosta, at the office of the prosecutor requesting her record to comprehend what on earth she's accused of. She's demanding that her rights be respected. Her case is similar to what Biden is doing to conservatives here. That they're accused of, like what's happened to a bunch of conservatives. They accuse you of something. The biggest example, Donald Trump. They accuse him of something where there's no evidence. With committing treason by, some relation with Russia, when Hunter Biden and Biden himself are committing the treason. And Pelosi and Adam Schiff and many others, they're the ones who are committing treason. But then they accuse us of what they are guilty of. It's a tactic. The Nazis did it with this, the one who was in charge of, in Nazi Germany, Goebbels. He was in charge of propaganda. He would do the same thing. He would accuse everybody of the wrongs they were committing and the murders they were committing, the mass murders they were committing. I remember one, Goebbels told this lady, your name is Sarah. She said, yes. This is one case that I saw. This lady explaining about Goebbels, what a hypocrite he was. And he said, isn't that a Jewish name? And she said, yes. And so is Joseph. Because that was his name, Joseph Goebbels. This is stupid. And then they put people that are stupid, that don't realize what they're saying. They don't even think what they're saying. And then they realize, no, and then he said to the lady, oh, that's a good answer. Knowing that he was stupid enough to fall into the trap. Because the lady was not Jewish, but he was accused of being Jewish just because of the name Sarah, like in the Bible. When he had his name was Joseph, like in the Bible, Joseph Goebbels. Now I got another case here. A doctor flees Cuba, denounces the slave situation they are exposed by Diaz-Canel regime, where the salary is around. I tried to get the dot of the salary, the exact salary, but I think it's more or less. They receive I think it's in Cuban money, $5,080 or something like that in Cuban money. But when you compare it to the dollar, to the U.S. dollar, it amounts to like $27, or maybe less, or maybe a little bit more. I might be mistaken. But I tried to get the results, the exact results. I couldn't find it. So if somebody can explain it to me, I would appreciate it. I just couldn't find it, no matter how I tried. I could have called Dr. Nelva, but I didn't want to bother her. I know she's got to be busy running to the courts, to the tribunal to get her husband free, who is, to me, is a hero. The guy is brave beyond belief, and he's affirmative in his peaceful movement, which I applaud. But I personally don't agree with it, because you cannot reason with communists and Muslims. They do not care. They don't care what peaceful movement you got. In one of them, you go to prison, or they can kill you, or the other one, you don't go to prison. They just kill you flat out, right there where you're standing at. And I'm talking about Islam. The money Cuban doctors makes on missions overseas is around, it could be like around $116. As a matter of fact, that's more or less what the state police in Cuba make a month. A lot of them who don't have a complete education, haven't gone to college, just come out of the street, they make more than a doctor. That's more or less what they make a month in the security police. Why? Because they are the people who oppress, persecute, and brutally beat the opposition on the streets. Or if you complain, look, I'm going hungry. Look, I can't. Or they harass those who are trying to make a living or trying to survive. They beat them up, or they give them fines that they can't pay, and then they got to go to prison for nothing, for no reason. For no reason. Because if it was a free market in society, they would go up. I mean, they would prosper, but they don't let them prosper. Let me tell you what, $116, more or less what it would be in American money. Well, let me see. Yeah, for the police state is not that much in Cuba. I mean, if they're going to buy a Colgate toothpaste, it costs them the same thing that it costs in the United States. So, you know, the salary, if they go to a tourist market, the salary is not going to last that much. They have to buy in the regular supermarket or street market, or survive one way or another, because the money it doesn't expand that much, and it's not enough. Okay, that would be about it for today. You know, I mean, I finished right here with what I had to spill on. I hope I didn't forget anything. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Let me see what's in here. No, I think I summed it. I see near my. Well, I wrote down here. Oh, no, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong page. Page. Manipulation, journalism. Okay, wait a minute, I think. Let me see what I did here. Okay. No. Now I'm in the right one. Okay. That's it. That's it. I gathered more or less what I intended to talk about. So this is it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, and God bless you all. I'm going to try to make this more entertaining and try not to be so boring, but, you know, like I said, there's many other videos better than, many others that do videos better than I do. You got Jericho Green, you got Brandon Tatum, you got Dan Bongino, you got Mark Levin, you got many, there are many others way, a lot better. Dr. Steve Turley, and they're all a lot way better. But I'm trying my best, and I do want to do my part, because we need to do it. All of us who have a conscience and love our country, we need to do it before this evil entity in the White House destroys it. So I'll be back tomorrow. God bless you all. Like I always say, I stand with God and Israel eternally. God bless you, Israel. I always pray for you every day. And I have you in my prayers. And God bless also the armed forces. They have I think it's IDS, Israel Defense, IDF, I think, Israel Defense Force. I hope I'm right. But God bless you all. I'm here tomorrow, hopefully, and I'll be back. Bye-bye.